Okay. So this is chapter 8. And in this chapter, we talk about time value of money. Okay, so the time value of money explain the time value of money and its importance in the business world. And we calculate the future value and present value of a single amount. Okay, sometimes we call this one a lump sum question. And also find the present value and future value of an annuity. So annuity, we going to talk about ordinary annuity and annuity deal. And solve time value of money problems with uneven cash flow. And solve for the interest, number or amount of payment, and the number of period in the future value or present value problems. So now you have all the learning objectives. So today we are going to do the present value and the future value of a single amount question and the present value of future value of an annuity. So we're gonna work on some of the cases and to show you the different method we can do present value and the future value question. Okay. So the first, we talk about why we have the time value of money problem. Because the money you have today is worth more than the same amount in the future. Okay, because of the interest rate, or we call inflation. So that's why you need to understand, especially in corporate finance, the money at present, okay, $100 you have at present is worth more than the $100 you're gonna receive is 3 years later or 10 years later. So the question behind that is we have the interest rate or the time behind the amount of money. So that's why we have a present value and a future value question. So basically, what is the future value of a single amount? The question is that, for example, you have $100 today and you plan to put in a bank account that earns 8% per year. So this process, when you want to know how much money you have in the future, so let's say how much you have after 1 year or 5 years, 15 years. So we're gonna do this process is called compounding. Okay, compounding process. Okay, after 1 year, the money you have, you will be the $100, this is your principal. And 8% based on the money you have today is your interest. Okay. After 1 year, you have $100 of your initial deposit plus $8 interest. So what is that compounding process? The compounding process is money on money or interest rate on interest. So the $8 interest you generate at the end of the year will generate interest again and again, okay? So let's say 5 year or 15 year, right? After 1 year, after 5 years. So you see that 5 years or every year, you add 8% of interest based on the money you have at the end of the previous year. So we call this process is a compounding, okay, compounding interest. So the interest is generate interest. So the future value is the present value times 1 plus the key, which is the interest rate. Okay, raised to the power of n. The n is time period. So you can use that formula, which is FV is the future value. Future value equal to the present value times 1 plus 8%. And then you raise to the power of 5. So the money you have at the end of the 5th year is $146.93. Okay. Similarly, we can do 15 years. The 15 years is okay, $317.22.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How did we get 1.08?
Oh, 1.08 is 1 plus, okay, this is the 1 plus the key, which is 8%. 1 plus 8%. Got it?
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so this is the future value question. So the future value question, basically you see you have several parameters. One is the present value, which is the money you have today. And you have the interest rate, 8%, which is the number is a K. And the N is the number of time period, okay, which is 5 or 15. So this is the way we're using formula, okay? So we can see the different value you will have after 15 years when the interest rate is different. So you can see the higher the interest rate, the higher the value you're gonna have, okay, after 15 years. Okay, so another way we're gonna do is for the question we have is called present value of a single amount. So like a single amount, the meaning is that it only occurs once. Okay, so you have $100, you put that money in your account only one time, or you're gonna receive $100 in 1 year. You only receive that $100 once, okay, once. So this is the present value question. Okay, you expect to receive $100 in 1 year. If you can invest at 10%, what is it worth today? Okay, so the question is just the other way around. Let's say the present value question. Okay, so 1 year later you receive 100. So how much it worth today if the interest rate is 10%? Okay, so you're going back. So the calculation is going to be doing the other way around. Okay, so you can see the present value. Okay, on the left-hand side of the equation is going to be the future value divided or times 1 divided by 1 plus k raised to the power of n. Is similar to that when you're moving the future value on the top, okay, to the numerator is going to be the future value divided by 1 plus the interest rate. Okay, so this question is, you can see this is the $100 divided by 1 plus Okay, this is not 10. This is supposed to be 10%. Okay, so when you have that PowerPoint slide, you might correct that. Okay, 1 plus 10%. Okay, this is 1 plus 10%. So we have corrected that. Okay, 1 plus 10% raised to the power of n. And so anything that raised to the power of n is the same thing, right? Okay, so so that's the present value you have. Okay, using the present value function. Okay, the equivalent to $90.90 at present. Okay, what about you receive $100 in 8 years if you can invest at 10%? Okay, this is going to be you receive $100, which is the future value of $100, 8%. So, okay, this is going to be 100 divided by 1 plus 0.1. Okay, 0.1 is a 10% and raised to the power 8, equivalent to $46. Okay, so that's the present value of a single amount and the future value of a single amount. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if you have any questions, you can turn off the mute, so you can just turn it on, so you can ask me questions. Okay, so the question we have so far is present value and the future value of a single amount. Okay, single amount is that payment only occurs once. Okay. So we can do this type of question easily to do. We have one is called time value of money table. Okay, time value of money table. So, or using Excel spreadsheet. And I give you some questions so you can see how we can do this type of question using Excel spreadsheet and also using the time value of money tables. So we do have another way of using financial calculator, but since we have this course online, it's not necessary, have to do financial calculator, but I'm very pleased to teach you how to use a financial calculator if you have a financial calculator. Okay, just let me know. I will provide you all the documents you need if you have a financial calculator. Okay, so let's see, we work on some of the questions using Excel and the time value of money table. Okay, give you this question. Okay, let me open this question here. Okay, so this is a question. Okay, so now you can open the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, if you are on your laptop, please open an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so the question is that suppose that you have $200 today and plan to put it in a bank account that earns 10% per year. How much money will you have after 5 years? Okay. Let me make it bigger. So, okay, so we have some parameters. Okay, so the first is your present value. So you have $200 today. Present value is 200. And so the interest rate. So you have an interest rate, which is 10%. Okay, so remember the interest rate we have in the PowerPoint slide is use the letter K, right? And the number of time period, okay, the time period we have is N, using the number N, which is a 5 year, okay? So what type of question this one is? How much money will you have after 5 years? So this is ask you how much money you have in the future, okay? This is a future value question. So you're gonna do is calculate how much money you have in the future. So this is a future value question, right? So future value question, remember, so we can do is we're using this formula, okay? So we do this, okay, just using that formula. Okay, this is the formula, okay, future value equal to your present value, right? Times 1 plus the interest rate, okay? And raised to the power of n, okay? You can do that using formula. Okay, so how much money you have after 5 years is $322. Okay, so I will teach you another way. Okay, it's now going to use that formula. It's going to be a function is called future value. Okay, the function you have in Excel is called FV. Okay, future value function. When you type equal sign to FV open parentheses, you have a rate, number of a period, payment, present value, and type, right? So you choose the rate, 10%, and type comma, and then you choose the number of time period, comma, and payment. Okay, no payment because this is the only one-time thing. Okay, payment 0, and present value is 200. Okay, type. So we talk about that later. Okay, the type by default is 0 and 1. Okay, so you just close the parentheses. You don't. That's your future value. Okay, the future value is $322.10. Notice that this number is red with the parentheses. In the Excel, that means negative. Okay, so why this is negative? Because the cash flow problem they designed in Excel is that your present value is the money you have today. It's considered to be cash outflow. You took $200 out of your pocket. And then you will receive this amount in 5 years. Or the other way around, okay? So in order to get this number positive, typically we change the present value to be negative. So you get the future value be positive. So why this is a cash outflow? Okay, the present value we consider it to be your investment. And the future value we typically consider it to be your revenue, okay, or your profit. So it's going to be cash flow out and a cash flow in. Okay, they goes different direction. I hope you understand this. Okay. Any questions? Okay, feel free to ask me questions. Okay, this is the way we can do, and also we can do using the appendix table. Okay, so I'm gonna going to attach this appendix table for you. Okay, so you can see we have appendix table, time value of money table. This is the present value and the future value table. Okay, so you can see the future value table A1. Okay, we use the table A1 as the future value for $1 compounded at a K% for n time period. Okay, this one, we look at the first row, and we wanted to look at what is the interest rate. Okay, the interest rate we talk about is 10%. Okay, this is 10%, right? 10% interest rate. And then you go down to 5 years. So this is a line 5 year. So look at the cross point, 5 year, 10%. Okay, 5 year, 10%. Okay, this is a little bit small, but I think you could see it. Okay, it's 1.6105. Okay, this is the number you get. Okay, this is we called factor, or time value of money factor. Okay, so this factor, we put on the top. Okay, and okay, so then we can using that $200 times that factor. Okay, so the factor you get from the table and times just times the present value, or you just using 200 times that factor, that will be your future value. Okay. So I will post this time value of money table on Blackboard in the course lecture area. So learn how to use time value of money table. That's a very convenient. You're just looking for the cross point, and you will get to the factor, and then you times that principal, the present value. Okay, good. Any questions? Okay, let's do another question. See. Okay, this question is, okay, you expect to receive $100 in 8 years if you can invest at 10%. What is the value today? Okay, so we have this one. Let's go. Okay, the $100 you're gonna receive is the future value. The future value you have is $100, and the rate and the time. So we're gonna calculate. Okay, the rate you have is 10%. The number of year is 8 year. So you're gonna calculate is that is a present value. So what will be your present value? Okay, so we remember this is a table we used A1. Okay, so we use the table A1, and you got this factor. Okay, now we do the present value. Okay, so the present value you can do is you can using that formula. Remember this formula? Okay. Okay, this formula, the present value equal to your future value times, okay, 1 over that 1 plus the rate, and raised to the power of n, which is time. Okay. Okay, that's your present value. Okay, $46.65. Good. And also you can do is that in Excel for present value, we have present value function. Okay, choose rate, number of time period. Remember payment, you don't have payment, it's only one time thing. Okay, future value 100. Okay, so you close the parentheses, that's the present value you have. Okay, you get out the present value $46.65. Okay. Okay. The same thing gonna happen because this is they goes different directions. That's why it's negative. Okay. Okay. Now we look at the time value of money appendix table. So we have this table. Now this time we're using now A1. The A1 is for future value, right? So we have another table is A2 and A3. A2 is for annuity, okay? We have A3 is a present value, okay, for only $1. Okay, well this is gonna be this is only single amount. So we're using table A3. Okay, A3. Okay, remember this is 10% interest rate. Okay, we all the way go down to 8 years. So you have 8 year, right? 8 year all the way to 10%. Okay, 10%. You can see the number here, 0.4665. Okay. Okay, this is the table we have, 0.4665. Okay, so where you got this number? You from table A3. Okay, you got this number from table A3. Okay, good. So now we have you can see the present value is equal to this factor, and then you times your future value, 100. Okay, that's your present value. Okay, good. So now we have a different way to calculate the present value and the future value of lump sum question. And you can do the formula. You can use the tables or just using Excel spreadsheet, use the present value and the future value function. Any questions? Okay, so we skip the financial calculator. So just for some students, if you have financial calculator, send me send me an email. So I will give you some of the materials and guidance on how to use that financial calculator. Okay, another type of time value of money question is annuities. So with annuities, annuities is going to be a series of equal cash flows occurred or spaced evenly over time. So we have two things. One is equal payment and another one is equal time interval. Okay, for example, you have you deposit $100 each year, okay, into a saving account. Okay, so for example, you have a kids and they are going to go to college, you save their college money. And so you deposit $100 every month, okay, into that account. Okay, so what will be the future value? Okay, the future value of an ordinary annuity is that $100, okay, at the end, okay, end of each period, okay. So there, another type of question is going to be, is called annuity due. So what is annuity due is that annuity due is you have the cash payment occurred at the beginning of each time period. So the ordinary annuity is you deposit $100 at the end of each year, right? At the end of each time period. Annuity due is that the cash payment occurred at the beginning, okay, at the beginning of each time period. So that $100 you deposit is at the beginning of each year. Okay, it's not at the end. Okay, that's the difference between ordinary annuity and annuity due. Okay, both ordinary annuity and annuity due have a series of equal payment. Okay, let's see this question. So we have ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity is you receive $100 for okay, for 3 years at the rate of 3%, 8%. So let's say ordinary annuity. Let's say, okay, I type this question. We can work on that in Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, we call this one question 3. Okay. So you deposit $100 at the end of the year, every year for 3 years, and interest rate is 5%. Okay. So how much would this account have? Okay, so we're gonna calculate the future value question, right? The future value question. Okay, so now we have this question, we remember, so we're gonna do another factor we have, okay, is called a payment. Okay, so the present value is that you didn't put any money down right now. The present value is 0. However, that money you have is going to be 100. Okay, it's called a payment. The interest rate is 8%. The number of time period is 3. Okay, so what will be your future value? Okay, the future value is equal to the future value function. Okay, so we call future value function. Choose the rate, the number of time period, and payment, and present value 0. Okay. Good. Okay, now we click on enter. That's your future value. Okay, so the future value you have is going to be $324.64. Okay, good. So so we change this question to annuity due. So what is annuity due? The annuity due is asking you how much this account. Okay, so you need to change this one at the beginning of each year. So you okay, you instead of doing that deposit at the end of each year, you choose to deposit $100 at the beginning. Okay, how much would this account have at the end of the 3rd year? Okay, if you deposit money at the beginning of each year, so this is going to be annuity due question, right? Annuity due. Okay, so knowing that it's going to be an annuity due, so using the Excel function is going to be here. You see the future value, okay, rate, number of time period, payment, okay, present value 0. Okay, please pay attention. You need to type another comma here, and then you ask you to choose a type, okay? 0 is the end of the period, and 1 is the beginning of the period, okay? So it's going to be, you choose 1, okay? Choose 1, beginning of time period. This is gonna be annuity due. Okay, this is annuity due. So you click on enter. Okay, this is a annuity due. Okay, so is the future value of annuity due. Okay, this is the future value of ordinary and annuity. Okay. Okay, so for annuity due, you need to choose comma and 1. Okay, that's a very important. Okay, and to similar thing, you can do present value of ordinary annuity and an annuity due. The same thing. If they ask you present value of annuity due, you need to choose comma 1 here. Okay, and another one you can do is doing the same thing, and you have ordinary annuity. If you do ordinary annuity, choose the table A2. Okay, there's a future value of ordinary annuity, right? Future value of ordinary annuity. And then you can use table A2. Okay, you choose the table A2. If they ask you present value of ordinary annuity, and you will table, you have the table which is here is A4. A4 is for present value of ordinary annuity. Okay. There is no table for annuity due, but later on I will tell you how to calculate. Okay, annuity due based on the tables. You need to do some calculation. Okay, any questions? Okay, so we are going to run out of time. Please type in the chat. Okay, this is a chat, and to type in your name. Okay, type in your name for attendance if you haven't done that. Okay, and then we have I'm going to end the meeting. So I will post this link on YouTube and on Blackboard, so you can see the link. Any questions? Good. Okay, so
Sounds good.
yeah, so I'm going to end the meeting. So next week we talk about the rest learning objectives of this chapter. Okay, we will still meet the same time on Wednesday. Okay, thank you.